just call me Jamie. Welcome back to another video. Hey y'all, happy 4th of July. Look, y'all can see your girl took a little mini road trip. So I'm currently on the way back home right now. But I just wanted to discuss some things with my background. So I have gotten people ask me, well, why did I join the military? And one reason, well, it's a couple of reasons. So I'm gonna start back with my dad. My dad served in the Navy. So my dad retired out of the Navy, and me seeing my dad being in the Navy, and when you're in the Navy, you're young. When you have a parent in the Navy and you're young, you really don't understand, but you're looking up to that parent, and you're also bouncing from place to place. So when my dad was in the Navy, we lived in places like Mayport, Jacksonville. We lived in Italy. So I've been a couple of places, but I looked up to that, and at that time I didn't think that I would end up going in the military until I realized every families have issues. And once my mom and dad separated and stuff like that, I started inquiring about joining the military when I got in high school, because I'm like, in Charleston, it's like, you raised in Charleston, you just want to get out and start seeing new things. And I'm the type of person, I like to travel, I like to explore, and I just can't sit in one place, I'm saying, for a very long time. And I ended up talking to a recruiter when I was in high school, when it was time to come that time. I talked to my dad about it first before joining, because I wanted to join Air Force or the Navy, because those two are my top branches that I was going to join, because of the simple fact that I feel like, and this is not, shade to my branch or any other branch, but I just feel like Air Force or the Navy, they're like a top-notch branch, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to lie about that, because of the simple fact, all the stuff you might see us do, and the Army or the Marines, they don't do that. They just don't do that in the Air Force and the Navy. But there is a totally big difference. And I talked to my dad about it, and my dad was like, well, he didn't want me to join the Navy because of the simple fact that, if you don't know, when it comes to the Navy and the Air Force, you gotta take tests to get promoted. And that could take, it's tests to get promoted. That stuff can take a while, promotion wise in those branches, compared to the Army. I don't know too much about the Marines, but I know with the Army, they go off a point system. You can do different classes like CLS, that's points towards a promotion. Going to the board is points toward your promotion. So the Army does it off point system, and that's one of the things that I liked about the Army, but I'll get to that. So after I talked to my dad about the branches, when he said what he said, then I was like, I'll talk to the Army recruiter. And I ain't gonna lie, I failed my ASVAB a couple of times. Not necessarily failed it to wherein, I would say fail it to wherein I didn't score high enough to be able to get in the Air Force or the Navy. Because I think at that time, when it came to the Air Force, you had to score at least a 40. And I think for the Navy, it was a 35 at that time. And I know for the Army, all you had to score was a 31, right? So I was scoring below that, but then I kept on studying, going at it, because y'all know how I am. If I don't get something the first time, your girl gonna continue at it until she can get it. So eventually I ended up passing to my ASVAB to get into the Army. So I was happy about that. Started doing little stuff to prepare me to get ready to leave for the Army. And my mama didn't want me to, y'all listen, my mama did not want me to join the Army, y'all. And I'm like, oh lady, no, I can't stay here. I was tired of Charleston. At that time, I was just tired. I wanted something new, because don't get me wrong, before I even started doing the military thing, I did do the college thing. I did try to go like community college and get into colleges, but my high school stuff wasn't high enough. Playing around when you regret playing around in high school, not taking stuff seriously, things like that happen. But I ended up getting in the Army, getting my date to leave. I was happy about that. And y'all, I ain't gonna lie, I miss the Army so much. And the reason I'm saying that is because of the simple fact that that's a different type of family. That's a different type of bond. The Army gets you compared to somebody like a civilian or somebody who ain't never been in the military. They don't understand. A lot of times, people they're not organized, they're not structured, and the BS that they would pull wouldn't fly in the military. And that's the type of person I am. I'm organized, I have structure, I'm a go-getter, I know what I want, I keep at it until I get what I want, I don't give up. And it's just like the Army taught me so much, and it was so beneficial for my well-being. And I still think about it to this day. I wish that I never got out of the military. I really, when I sit back and I come across other people, TikToks and stuff like that, and they talk about the military when they not been out the military maybe a year or two after the fact, and they struggling like me of not being in the military because of the simple fact that it's just a different ball game outside of being in the military. It's just a different ball game. A lot of things I don't have the temper and patience for at all. I don't even have the time to deal with people, because a lot of times people disappoint you. At least I know when I was in the military, I already know what to expect. I already know what to expect. And don't get me wrong, you had your bad apples in the military, but that's just, you might have your bad apples and you might not get along with your counterparts, but at the end of the day, when it comes to it, something go down, you're going to have each other's back. And that's the best part about being or have been in the military. And that's another reason why I joined the military. I miss it so much. I said that something came across my timeline yesterday on TikTok, and another female was saying the same thing that I was saying. She missed the military. She been out 2 years and it don't hit the same. And she played a video that she had played some music behind it. When I say I broke down and started crying because of the simple fact that I miss it so much. And it was like if I and it was no fault of mine. I got med boarded out because I started having seizures, and I probably could have fought not to get out, but you really don't know. So when I say I miss it so much, but y'all, I just wanted to come on here and let y'all know why your girl wanted to join the military. I wanted to join the military because I wanted the different scenery. I needed to grow as an individual. It was the benefits, the schooling. I just wanted to share that with y'all. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.